They do come back, and the hype trains leave the station with no breaks whatsoever.
I'm really looking forward to the season. I'm looking forward to, I think this is the most excited I've been for OTAs in my life.
Let's take a look at last year's injury report and get into what we can expect from the 15 biggest NFL stars returning to action. Rashee Rice, WR, Kansas City Chiefs. Just when he started to really show signs that he could develop into an elite #1 option, a torn LCL sent him packing for the season. He's expected to be back, and with Xavier Worthy ready to turn the field into a racetrack, it's fair to say that hopes are pretty dang high in Kansas City. Rice might not reclaim every target, but he should still emerge as Mahomes' most complete WR. If his leg recuperates, he will not miss a beat in KC's offense. Javon Hargrave, DT, Minnesota Vikings. Javon Hargrave may have lost a year in San Francisco, but the Vikings are banking on the idea that he hasn't lost a step. And honestly, that's a pretty dang smart bet. Before the pec tear derailed his 2024 campaign, Hargrave was one of the most disruptive interior linemen in the entire game. A rare blend of power and quickness who could collapse the pocket and plug the run without blinking. Minnesota didn't just grab a name, they added a tone setter for a defense that needed more bite. Don't be surprised if this investment turns into one of the best value moves of the entire offseason. Stephon Diggs, WR, New England Patriots. Once the engine of Buffalo's offense, Diggs spent the last couple of years watching it start dim. He was supposed to help elevate a young Texans offense last year, but the separation just wasn't quite there. Cherry on top, of course, was the ACL injury that ended his season, and effectively his tenure with the Texans. Well, now he's in New England, where the expectations are oddly high considering how 2024 ended. The Patriots are really banking on him to be the guy for rookie Drake May. But if we're being honest, the reality here is that this is a 30-year-old wideout coming off a major knee injury with declining production and a history of disengagement when things aren't going well. Plus, not to mention a growing interest in, shall we say, off-the-field extracurriculars? The most likely outcome might be a name-brand receiver slowly sliding into post-prime purgatory. Aidan Hutchinson, DE, Detroit Lions. The Motor City was devastated to see their former top draft pick, Aidan Hutchinson, who went from gritty to terrifying in year 2, get struck down by a gnarly leg injury that turned Detroit's defense into a major weakness heading into the playoffs. Given his youth and athleticism, it shouldn't come as a huge surprise, but he is reportedly healing like a Marvel character and should be dominant again this season. Hutch returns to a pass rush still missing a proper tag team partner, but expect him to be a one-man wrecking crew. The kid is an absolute technician coming off the edge and plays with a violence that strikes fear into the opposition. So, assuming that leg holds, he will be back haunting quarterbacks in no time. Will Fries, OG, Minnesota Vikings. It's been a big offseason for Fries, despite coming off an injury, as he was able to get Minnesota to give him nearly $88 million. And hey, big credit to his agent. He sold a rehab project as a foundational piece. That's some damn good marketing. But in any case, Fries is expected to not just return, but also lock down the interior of a line tasked with protecting a first-year starter at quarterback and a typically challenged run game. The Vikings did not just buy in. Oh no, they doubled down. And you know, smart money says that Fries will be up for the task. Dak Prescott, QB. Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys quarterback missed 9 games in 2024, his, third extended break in 5 seasons. And now that he's on the wrong side of 30, he's somehow both a franchise quarterback and a walking what-if. Because man, oh man, it is just always something with Dak. Either an injury or a performance meltdown. And let's just say that it's fair to be skeptical about his prospects heading into next year coming off that injury. But still, there is some reason to be optimistic in Dallas. He should benefit from the moves the front office made to upgrade the wideout weaponry with George Pickens and the O-line with Tyler Booker. The only thing left is for Dak to do what he's never done. Prove that he can win in January. JJ McCarthy, QB, Minnesota Vikings. McCarthy's rookie year was supposed to be a Michigan to Minneapolis handoff, a storybook arc where he slips into the Kirk Cousins void and guides the Vikings to the promised land. Or I don't know, at least out of wildcard purgatory. But instead, a preseason meniscus tear benched him before the opening montage could even roll. Oh, some classic Vikings luck. But the Darnold detour is now over. The Aaron Rodgers pipe dream passed, and now McCarthy's got the keys to the franchise with no training wheels and no excuses. Minnesota's betting that the kid with poise, pedigree, and a playoff glint in his eye can make the leap to the pro level in spite of the gnarly injury that he's coming off of. The Jarius Sneed, CB, Tennessee Titans. They didn't just pay for the all-pro lockdown corner, they tossed in a third-round pick and a multi-year check with zero receipt and no return policy. And thanks to him going down almost immediately last season, all they got out of the deal was a shiny and active nameplate on the depth chart. Well, now Sneed is back, and hopefully healthy, but coming into the season with a ton of pressure to deliver. We think that he will find his way back into form rather quickly, but if he's not, he is going to be a very expensive cautionary tale of promising deals gone sideways. Christian McCaffrey, RB, San Francisco 49ers. CMC's time in Carolina in many ways is a waste of talent. A premier athlete buried on countless injury reports. However, in San Francisco, the vision finally matched reality. He was absolutely electric. He became the centerpiece of an offense that operated with frightening precision. For a brief stretch, he looked like the best player in football. Then came 2024. 13 games missed, and now the conversation has shifted from how many ways can he beat you to how long can this last? The 49ers let his primary backup walk, and their offense is built on rhythm, timing, and versatility. Three things that falter fast if McCaffrey isn't right. Sure, he's still capable of dominating, but at this stage, it's just as likely he's a ticking clock. There is a growing fear amongst fans that it'll be a repeat of Carolina. DeMarcus Lawrence, DE, Seattle Seahawks. While still respected, Lawrence is in many ways the NFL's ultimate still hanging around guy. Lawrence has been on more injury reports than Pro Bowl ballots the last 5 years, and 2024 was no different. Least Frank issue that wiped him out early, right as Dallas needed some pass rush stability. So, of course, Seattle threw him a 3-year deal. Because why not add a 33-year-old edge rusher with a foot problem and diminishing returns to a defense trying to find its identity? It just makes sense. This is not 2017 DeMarcus. This is prove you still matter DeMarcus. He is playing for a team in transition under a coordinator who once coached him, hoping that some of that old burst hasn't aged out of his cleats. If it's still there, great. If not, well, enjoy the sideline claps and locker room leadership platitudes. Chris Godwin, WR, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Heading into 2025, expectations are pretty clear. Godwin needs to show up. Healthy, reliable, and explosive enough to justify the hefty extension that the Bucs gave him, despite coming off another injury. Tampa is banking on him and rookie Emeka Egbuka to bolster the passing game that is built around the effective but inconsistent right arm of Baker Mayfield, and an aging Mike Evans. Based on how he looked last season before going down 7 games in, when he was among the league's leaders in receiving, the Bucs should feel pretty good about this bet. Godwin is also beloved within the organization, so keeping him probably wasn't too challenging of a decision. So let's all just hope that he can bounce back like most expect him to. Trevor Lawrence, QB, Jacksonville Jaguars. After playing through what felt like a landslide of nagging injuries in 2023, Trevor Lawrence was finally shut down last year, missing 7 of the final 8 contests in a lost season. But heading into this season, the expectations are going to look completely different regardless of whether or not Lawrence is coming off an injury. The Jaguars have a fresh play caller in Liam Cohen and a rookie weapon in Travis Hunter, and it's time to take a step as the face of the franchise if he's gonna take it. This isn't just about healing. This is about evolving. Because quite frankly, even Lawrence's healthiest seasons have not been enough. He needs smarter decisions, fewer turnovers, and clutch conversions. And if I were a Jaguars fan, I'd be a little worried that this season will tell a truth about their franchise quarterback that they're not quite ready to handle. Derek Brown, DT, Carolina Panthers. If there is one guy that Panthers fans can still believe in on that defense, it is Derek Brown. Before the knee injury that derailed his 2024 season in Week 1, Brown had built a reputation as one of the league's most quietly dominant interior forces, commanding double teams, wrecking run games, and giving Carolina a legitimate anchor up front. Not flashy, not loud, but heavy-handed, relentless, and damn near immovable when he's right. So, look for a strong return to action from Brown. Trayvon Diggs, CB, Dallas Cowboys. When Diggs is healthy and locked in, he is absolutely electric. Picking off passes, baiting quarterbacks, and flipping momentum in a heartbeat. However, that's only half the story. Sure, he's gotten the biggest extension out of Jerry Jones, but given the amount of big plays that he gets burned for, honestly, I'm not sure that was the best idea for the Cowboys. And now he's coming off not one, but 2 major knee injuries, including a bone graft surgery that makes his Week 1 status a big question mark. If the Cowboys secondary gets shaky and Diggs isn't 100%, or worse, starts slow and keeps giving up chunk plays, 2025 could turn into a long, frustrating season for both him and Dallas. Christian Darrisaw, LT, Minnesota Vikings. Christian Darrisaw might have missed half the season, but Minnesota never stopped seeing him as the anchor of their offensive line, and with pretty good reason. When healthy, he is one of the best blindside protectors in the league. So, expect a monster return, Pro Bowl level play, and a key role in what could be Minnesota's most complete roster in years. But hey, which NFL star are you most excited to see back in action this year? Who do you have the highest expectations for? Who's gonna fall off? Which guys were we wrong about? Who do you think we got right? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking that like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.